Listen, dear listener, as I weave for you a tale so vast and intricate that it carries the weight of lifetimes, a story of wonder and wisdom, adventure and adversity, where every heartbeat echoes with moral lessons for those who dare to listen. In a land that lay hidden between the folds of time and memory, where the very air shimmered with the secrets of ancient lore, there existed a small village named Aveloria, a place of quiet grace and gentle smiles, nestled at the foot of the towering, ever-mysterious Silvercrest Mountains. It was here, among whispering pines and babbling brooks, that our story unfolds, a story not divided into neat chapters or segmented parts, but flowing like a mighty river whose currents carry both peril and promise in equal measure. The tale begins on a dewy morning when the first blush of sunlight touched the misty meadows, and the villagers stirred with hope and trepidation alike. At the center of Aveloria lived an unassuming, elderly storyteller known as Master Elian, a man whose eyes sparkled with the brilliance of countless tales and whose voice was as warm as the hearth fire on a winter's night. On that fateful day, as the village gathered in the central square beneath the ancient, sprawling oak, Master Elian began. Listen well, for what I am about to share is not merely a story, but the tapestry of life itself, woven with threads of courage, love, loss, and ultimately, the truth of our own hearts. He spoke of a distant realm beyond the Silvercrest Mountains, where legends whispered of a mysterious valley called Lyrindale, a land where time seemed to dance in slow, deliberate steps, and where magic was not the stuff of idle dreams, but a living, breathing force that shaped destinies. In Lyrindale, the people revered the ancient wisdom of nature and lived in harmony with the spirits that dwelled in every stone, every stream, and every gust of wind. Yet, not all was well in that enchanted valley. A dark shadow had begun to creep across its fertile fields, a presence born of neglect and the fading memory of ancient vows between man and nature. The shadow had its origins in the heart of a proud yet misguided king, King Aurelius, whose once just rule had grown corrupted by hubris and the desire for power beyond mortal ken. In his ceaseless quest to expand his dominion, King Aurelius had sought out the forbidden arts, bargaining with the enigmatic sorcerers of the Nether Vale, a realm from which few returned, and those who did bore the scars of its inky darkness. With every incantation and every ritual, the king's heart grew colder, and the natural order began to unravel, as if the very soul of Lyrindale was being siphoned away into the void. Into this maelstrom of uncertainty stepped a young wanderer by the name of Kalen, a humble shepherd with eyes the color of the twilight sky and a spirit unburdened by the cynicism of the world. Kalen's life had been one of quiet routine, tending to his flock on the gentle slopes of the valley, until the day he found a peculiar relic buried at the edge of an ancient stone circle. It was a medallion of exquisite craftsmanship, adorned with symbols that pulsed with an eerie luminescence. The moment Kalen's fingers brushed against its cool surface, a torrent of visions cascaded through his mind. Visions of a future where the natural balance of Lyrindale was in peril, and of a destiny that beckoned him to rise above his simple life and embrace a role far greater than he had ever imagined. Haunted by these vivid dreams and driven by an inexplicable pull toward the unknown, Kalen embarked on a journey that would lead him through perilous forests shrouded in spectral mists, over rugged mountains where the wind whispered secrets of lost empires, and across ancient ruins that crumbled beneath the weight of forgotten histories. Along his path, he encountered companions of the most unexpected sort, a wise, silver-tongued fox named Maris, whose cunning and loyalty were matched only by the depth of its mystical insight, a gentle healer known as Saria, whose soothing touch and compassionate heart could mend not only broken bones, but also the most shattered of souls, and a reclusive wanderer called Bram, whose silent strength and enigmatic past concealed a well of sorrow and resilience. Together, this unlikely band traversed lands both breathtaking and treacherous. They braved the whispering woods, where the trees themselves murmured warnings of impending doom and the ground was strewn with the remnants of those who had lost their way. In these woods, every rustle of leaves and every snap of a twig held a promise of danger. It was also there that Kalen learned the first of many invaluable lessons. That fear is but a shadow that grows when we look away from the light of hope. For in the heart of darkness, even the faintest glimmer of courage can ignite a blaze of determination. Their journey took a dramatic turn as they reached the outskirts of a desolate plateau known as the Morning Expanse, a vast, windswept desert where the sand seemed to sing mournful dirges under the weight of an ancient curse. Here, the companions were forced to confront not only the physical hardships of a barren landscape, but also the inner demons that had long festered in the recesses of their minds. As they trudged across the scorched earth, they encountered remnants of a once thriving civilization, a civilization that had fallen victim to its own arrogance and short-sighted ambition. Ruined monuments and crumbling statues testified to the hubris of those who had forgotten the delicate balance between progress and preservation, a lesson that resonated deeply with Kalen and his friends. In the midst of their arduous trek, the companions discovered an oasis, a verdant haven where water sparkled like liquid diamonds and life flourished in defiance of the encroaching desolation. It was here, by the cool, reflective surface of a tranquil pool, that they met an enigmatic elder named Thaler, whose presence radiated an aura of timeless wisdom. Thaler revealed that the medallion Kalen had found was no mere trinket, but an ancient key, a key forged in the primordial fires of creation to unlock the hidden potential within every soul. He spoke of a prophecy that foretold the coming of a savior who would restore harmony to Lyrindale. And though his words were shrouded in allegory, Kalen sensed that his own destiny was intricately interwoven with the fate of the land. As days turned into weeks and weeks into months, the group's bond deepened, their shared experiences forging an unbreakable connection. They journeyed further into lands where the boundary between myth and reality blurred, a realm where dreams manifested in the tangible world and the whispers of the past guided their every step. In one such mystical glen, under a sky alight with the colors of 1,000 sunsets, they encountered a spectral guardian known as Lysandra, a luminous spirit whose eyes held the wisdom of ages and whose ethereal voice sang of sorrow and redemption. Lysandra warned them of an impending calamity, a convergence of darkness and despair that would soon threaten to consume all that was good and pure in Lyrindale. Her words, both a lament and a call to arms, stirred in Kalen a fierce determination to confront the malevolent forces gathering in the shadows. The journey grew ever more perilous as they approached the realm of King Aurelius, whose twisted ambitions had transformed his once glorious kingdom into a fortress of gloom and tyranny. The lands surrounding the royal seat were plagued by decay, with barren fields and poisoned streams testifying to the king's unrelenting greed. Rumors of unspeakable horrors, of souls sacrificed to feed the insatiable hunger of forbidden magic, haunted the whispered conversations of peasants and noble alike. Undeterred by the dangers, Kalen and his steadfast companions pressed on, driven by a belief that every act of kindness, every spark of bravery, could rekindle the dying embers of hope. As they neared the outskirts of the forsaken capital, the air itself seemed to tremble with foreboding energy. Shadows lengthened unnaturally, and an oppressive silence cloaked the land, as if nature itself were holding its breath in anticipation of a storm to come. In these moments of mounting dread, Kalen recalled the lessons learned along the arduous journey. That true strength is born of compassion, that the light of goodness can dispel even the most encroaching darkness, and that every heart, no matter how small, has the power to ignite a revolution of hope. The final confrontation loomed like a tempest on the horizon. Under the watchful gaze of a blood-red moon, the companions infiltrated the ominous fortress of King Aurelius. The air crackled with the tension of impending battle. every step echoing with the memories of lives lost and dreams unfulfilled. In the heart of the fortress, they confronted the king, a man whose eyes burned with a fanatic gleam and whose heart had been consumed by an insatiable thirst for dominion. The confrontation was not merely a clash of arms, but a contest of ideals, a battle between the corrosive poison of unchecked ambition and the pure, enduring spirit of selfless love. In the ensuing struggle, as steel clashed against sorcery and hope waged war against despair, Kalen found himself face to face with the embodiment of his deepest fears. The king unleashed torrents of dark magic, his incantations twisting the very fabric of reality, seeking to ensnare Kalen's soul in a web of despair. But in that dire moment, as the forces of darkness swirled around him like a maelstrom, Kalen remembered the gentle words of Master Elian and the quiet wisdom of Thaler, the silent courage of Saria, and the unyielding loyalty of his companions. In the midst of chaos, he raised the ancient medallion high, its luminous symbols flaring like beacons of hope against the consuming gloom. A surge of radiant energy burst forth, a brilliant conflagration of light and truth that pierced the dark veil of sorcery. The medallion, long a dormant repository of ancient power, now sang with the combined strength of every kind heart in Lyrindale. The darkness recoiled, and for a heartbeat, time itself seemed to stand still as the forces of evil faltered before the undeniable force of compassion. In that climactic instant, King Aurelius's malefic ambitions shattered like brittle glass, and the oppressive curse that had held Lyrindale captive for so long began to dissolve, scattered to the winds like so much ash. The battle's aftermath was a moment of bittersweet triumph. The fortress, once a bastion of cruelty and decay, now resonated with the gentle murmur of renewal. The people of Lyrindale, awakened from their long nightmare, began to rebuild their shattered lives upon the bedrock of newfound hope. Kalen, though forever marked by the trials he had endured, emerged as a beacon of light, a reminder that even the humblest of souls can ignite a revolution of change. In the days that followed, as the sun once again broke over fields of golden promise and the streams sang a song of rebirth, the lessons of that epic confrontation echoed through every living heart. For in the end, dear listener, the true moral of this sprawling tale lies not in the defeat of a tyrant nor in the splendor of magic, but in the enduring power of compassion, integrity, and the quiet courage that resides within us all. It is a lesson that whispers to us in moments of solitude, urging us to seek the light in the midst of darkness, to value every life as a sacred tapestry of hopes and dreams, and to remember that true strength is measured not by power or dominion, but by the kindness we extend to others and the sacrifices we make in the name of love. As you let these words wash over you like the gentle murmur of a long-forgotten lullaby, may you carry with you the reminder that every encounter, every hardship, and every joy is but a strand in the magnificent tapestry of life. Just as the ancient medallion had once chosen Kalen to awaken the dormant spirit of Lyrindale, so too does fate whisper to each of us, inviting us to rise above our circumstances, to challenge the darkness with our inner light, and to walk the uncharted path with an unyielding heart. For in that journey, we discover that our greatest battles are often fought not on distant battlefields or in the clamor of armies, but within the quiet recesses of our own souls. Now, as the echoes of this tale linger in the twilight air and the first stars begin to glimmer overhead, remember this. The story of Lyrindale is but one chapter in the grand epic of existence, a gentle reminder that even amidst the chaos of a tumultuous world, the seeds of goodness, once sown, have the power to blossom into a future radiant with hope and love. And so, my dear listener, let this narrative be a lantern to guide your steps in the darkest of nights, a call to embrace the truth that every kind deed, every moment of genuine connection, is a spark that can ignite a revolution in a world yearning for light. In the quiet aftermath of that fateful confrontation, The people of Lyrandale began to understand that the legacy of their struggle was not merely etched in the ruins of a fallen kingdom, but inscribed in the hearts of every soul who dared to believe in the transformative power of compassion. The once desolate plains were soon adorned with vibrant blooms, a living testament to the resilience of nature and the indomitable spirit of humanity. Fields that had withered under the weight of tyranny now burst forth with life, their colors a joyful celebration of renewal and promise. Every sunrise was a benediction, every drop of rain a whisper of gratitude for the opportunity to begin again. As seasons turned and years passed, Caelan's name became synonymous with hope and redemption. He wandered the lands of Lyrandale, not as a conqueror, but as a humble guide whose journey had taught him that true victory is achieved when the heart learns to forgive and to embrace the impermanence of life. In his travels, he encountered those who had lost their way, farmers weary from relentless hardship, artisans whose dreams had been buried beneath the rubble of despair, and children whose laughter had been stifled by the gloom of a forgotten past. To each, he offered not riches or grand gestures, but the quiet assurance that every trial is an opportunity to kindle the light of kindness, to transform sorrow into strength, and to build a future where empathy triumphs over enmity. There were moments, of course, when the memories of battle and the scars of loss threatened to overwhelm the fragile hope that flickered in the hearts of many. In these trying times, Caelan would pause beneath the shelter of an ancient willow, its graceful branches sweeping low as if to cradle the weary, and he would listen to the soft murmur of the wind, a sound that carried with it the eternal promise of renewal. It was in these quiet interludes that he would reflect upon the moral truths of his journey, that the fabric of life is woven with threads of both joy and sorrow, and that it is through our struggles that we discover the true measure of our humanity. There came a day when a great festival was held in the heart of Lyrandale, a celebration of unity, of the triumph of light over darkness, and of the enduring power of hope. Under a sky lit by the radiance of 1,000 stars, people from every corner of the valley gathered to share in the fruits of their newfound freedom. Stories were told, songs were sung, and the air was thick with the fragrance of blossoms nurtured by the love and labor of countless hearts. It was during this festival that an aged poet, his eyes twinkling with the secrets of a long-remembered past, recited verses that captured the essence of the transformation wrought by Caelan and his companions. His words, rich with metaphor and steeped in ancient wisdom, reminded all who listened that every soul is a wellspring of infinite possibility, and that the power to shape destiny lies within each one of us. The celebration was not without its bittersweet notes. However, for even in times of renewal, the specter of past sorrows lurked in the quiet corners of memory. Yet, it was precisely in acknowledging these shadows that the people of Lyrandale found their strength. They recognized that to move forward, one must honor the trials that have come before and embrace the lessons that adversity has taught. In that spirit of acceptance and gratitude, they resolved to carry forth the legacy of their struggle, a legacy not defined by loss or despair, but by the enduring truth that love, kindness, and compassion are the forces that bind us together in the face of all odds. As the festival waned and the echoes of celebration faded into the stillness of the night, Caelan felt a profound sense of peace settle upon his soul. In the interplay of moonlight and shadow, he saw the reflection of every person whose life had been touched by his journey, a mosaic of hopes, dreams, and unspoken promises that together formed the luminous tapestry of Lyrandale. With each passing moment, he understood more deeply that the true essence of a life well lived is not measured by the battles fought or the victories won, but by the quiet moments of compassion that ripple through the fabric of time, touching countless lives in ways both seen and unseen. And so, dear listener, as you sit in the gentle glow of this unfolding narrative, remember that the story of Caelan and the people of Lyrandale is a mirror reflecting the eternal truth that lies at the heart of every human soul. It is a reminder that in the midst of life's ceaseless turmoil, there exists a sanctuary of hope, a place where the light of kindness can dispel even the darkest of shadows, where every act of courage and every gesture of love contributes to the grand, unfolding saga of existence. May you carry this lesson with you, cherishing the knowledge that no matter how vast the challenges before you, the power to transform your world resides within you. In the fullness of time, when the days have passed and the echoes of our shared struggles have become the quiet murmur of memory, the legacy of those who dare to stand against the tide of despair will continue to inspire generations yet unborn. The spirit of Lyrindale, embodied in the gentle smile of a child, the tender embrace of a friend, and the quiet courage of a humble wanderer, will forever remind us that every life is a precious thread in the tapestry of existence. And so, as you leave this tale behind, may you be emboldened to sow seeds of compassion, to nurture the fragile blooms of hope, and to become the living embodiment of the truth that has been whispered through the ages. That love, in all its myriad forms, is the most powerful magic of all. Thus, the winding journey of Kaelin, set against the vast canvas of a world in flux, comes to rest, not as a closed chapter, but as an everlasting testament to the boundless potential that lies within each of us. For the story is never truly over. It lives on in every smile shared, every hand held in solidarity, and every heart that dares to dream of a better tomorrow. And so, with a spirit as light as the morning dew and as steadfast as the ancient oak, may you, dear listener, continue your own journey with the wisdom that every step, every stumble, and every triumph is a vital part of the grand, ever-unfolding epic of life. As the final notes of this narrative drift into the night, carried on the gentle breeze that whispers through the fields of Lyrindale, allow yourself a moment to reflect on the moral woven throughout this tale, a moral that transcends time and space, reminding us that the measure of our lives is found not in the heights we reach, but in the depth of our compassion, the sincerity of our intentions, and the willingness to stand together in the face of adversity. In every heart lies the power to be a beacon of light in a world too often shrouded in darkness. And in every act of kindness, however small, we take one step closer to a future where hope reigns supreme. So, dear listener, as you carry these words with you into the quiet of your own reflections, know that this story is more than just a tale from a distant land. It is a living, breathing reminder that every day offers us a chance to embrace the beauty of our shared humanity, to learn from our missteps, and to forge a path illuminated by the ever-enduring light of love and understanding. Let the legacy of Lyrindale be a guiding star on your journey, and may you, in your own time and in your own way, contribute to the great tapestry of life with courage, kindness, and the unwavering belief that together we can transform even the darkest night into a dawn of infinite promise. In this endless dance of light and shadow, the story I have told you is but one thread among countless others, each interwoven with the dreams and aspirations of souls who dared to believe in a better world. And as you continue on your own path, may you be ever mindful that the true magic of life lies not in the fleeting moments of triumph or despair, but in the quiet, steadfast heartbeat of hope that endures in every human spirit. A hope that, like the gentle glow of a distant star, will forever light the way for those who seek to build a world where compassion reigns and every heart finds its home in the embrace of a love that knows no bounds. And now, as the echoes of this timeless tale gently recede into the stillness of the night, take with you this truth, that every challenge you face, every tear you shed, and every smile you share is a testament to the infinite capacity of the human spirit to overcome, to heal, and to love. In the vast, uncharted expanse of life, let your actions be the beacon that guides others out of the darkness, and let your legacy be one of kindness, resilience, and the unyielding belief that even in the face of insurmountable odds, the light of a compassionate heart can ignite a revolution of hope. Thus concludes the narrative I share with you tonight, not as an ending, but as an invitation to continue your own journey, to write your own story upon the pages of time, and to remember always that the power to create a world of beauty and understanding lies within you. May you go forth with a heart filled with courage, a spirit imbued with kindness, and a soul that recognizes that every moment is an opportunity to weave a future radiant with love and the promise of a new dawn. And so, as the stars shimmer overhead and the cool night air carries the promise of another day, let this story be a gentle reminder that in the grand tapestry of existence, every soul is a cherished thread, every act of compassion a spark of enduring light, and every shared dream a testament to the boundless magic that lives within us all.